Hi, how you doing today? I am checking out today the MonoCaster G1 Neo audio interface, and it's a new device that's just come out from Mono, and it's a budget and compact and elegant and beautiful audio interface targeted at gamers and streamers just starting out their content creation gaming journey. And it's pretty nice, to be honest. From the way it sits on the table, as you can see here, it has nice RGB colors and everything. But I'll be telling you all about the RGB stuff later on in the video. But before I get to that, let's actually check out what comes in the box. When you open up the box, you generally just get the user manual, information card, a TRS cable, and then you get the audio interface itself, and then some information card, and then a USB-C to USB-C/A cable for connecting either to your mobile phone or your computer. That's pretty much all that comes in the box. And of course, the packaging comes on the general mono, golden, yellow, and black packaging. That's pretty much all of it. Minimal packaging, no fuss, no stress. Now, let's talk really about the audio interface itself. It's a versatile one. As you can see here, you can see my audio signals as I'm speaking into it. I can turn the gain down, so this is to adjust the input volume, and I have my gain set to about 75% right here, and that is what you're hearing into this video right now. I have not done any editing or post-processing whatsoever on it. Recording straight up into my audio recording software. No editing whatsoever done with it, and it has some pretty nice features. But before we get to the features, actually, let's talk about the specs, and I'm gonna read out from my computer right here. So it has a frequency response of about 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. THD, I'm not sure what that is, of less than 0.05% to 1 kilohertz. Headphone or headset output power of 20 milliwatts, 32Q, I don't know what that is, and a sample rate of about 48 kilohertz to 16 bits. And it also supports Bluetooth. As you can see, the Bluetooth thing is no, what's it called? The Bluetooth thing is flickering right now. And the reason for that is that I have not connected this up to any device. If I was to do that, I could bring up my phone, and this is Bluetooth 4.2. I could bring up my mobile phone right here and actually go ahead and pair up this Bluetooth device. So I will just go here, and I should be able to find it in my Bluetooth list. You can see Maonocaster G1 Neo. I'm gonna pair that up, and that means I can now play audio from my device. So if I go to YouTube Music, I'm just gonna put it out for a few seconds so I don't get some copyright strike, and I'm actually gonna look for my own music, okay? So that I don't get any copyright strike. I own that music anyways. I'm just gonna play my podcasts, so we get a feel of what that is. So I will play just one of the episodes we had with Scott Anselman. Welcome back to another exciting episode of This Dev Life. This is a podcast where we talk to developers and we talk about challenges developers face every day and how we overcome these challenges. On today's episode, and as it is, someone interesting, someone I am hearing that audio in my ears right now. Don't know, or probably will get to know. I've turned on monitoring, only, so Scott I can hear that audio. Scott, how you doing? Coming into well, my ears. I'm not sure if you can hear it through here because I've not tested that out yet, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah. But for now, I'm gonna pause that, and I'm just on Bluetooth down. Generally, this is meant for music in your stuff. I'm guessing to actually have that, I could use sidechain. On the show today is our honored guest, and thank you for coming on the show. Thank you. All right, but generally that's it. And I'm currently using this also with the Mono PD100X. That's the new PD100 from Mono. I'll also be dropping a review video of that somewhere. You can check one of the links right here showing for that review. And I could modify reverb settings. I'm not sure how that's gonna sound like because I've not listened to it yet. Oh yeah, I can hear it with monitoring now. It's nice, but I'm not sure it's a feature I'm gonna be using for a very long time. So that's one of the things you can do with it. And all this supports XLR in. It also supports, if you look at the back right here, you see it supports AUX in. It supports another line in, headphone out, stream out, USB-C to your computer, and also DC power in case you're actually trying to connect this using your mobile phone so it doesn't take all the power from your device really. So that's that about that back. And you can always adjust the volume of what you get. So this right now, I'm not hearing any audio in my ears, but I can turn it up and then I can have a listen. Although one of the things here is that the audio I'm hearing as the direct monitoring audio is not the cleanest audio that I can get because it's a bit light, but I can know that I am listening to the audio and I know if it's muffled or something in my ears for that purpose. Reverb, not something I'm gonna be using a lot, but it's there for you if you want to give your sound a bit of effect. And then, of course, you can reduce noise in your area. I've not used any noise reducing function on this interface so far, but if I was to do that, I could go to noise cancellation level 1 by pressing this once, and you can have a feel of what that really is in your ears and figure it out if it's best for you. I can go to level 2, which brings the noise cancellation level a bit higher. I'm recording in natural scenarios I would have if I was in my office. And then I can turn the noise reduction off also, and you can have a feel of what that sounds like. I've not listened back to this in the recording, and I will not edit this or modify any settings with it so you can have a real feel of what the audio really sounds like. And sidechain is useful for when you want the audio you're getting into the interface from your computer to also loop back to your recording software. So that is good for it, or music only mode. These are RGB buttons which are customizable. You can read the user manual to get more information on that, and you can also control the RGB colors with this one. 12 RGB colors to go through, but I prefer generally the rolling RGB colors. So you can cycle through that or turn it off totally if you're not an RGB person. But I prefer the rolling RGB colors and effects for myself. And if I was to be using this in my daily setup, of course I will be. This is the setting I would use. Set it up to max. My gain level at about 75%, and that is what I've been recording in all this while for the setup. The Bluetooth function I think will come in handy for me if I was to play music for my podcast, my Twitter live, Instagram live, and all sorts. I can always use that functionality, which I think is pretty super duper nice. And one of the other features of the G1 Neo is the voice changer, which I won't be using a lot also because I think I like the sound of my voice. But if you want to give some effects for people who game, for people who want to give some sound effects to their uh, audio with their streams and games, you can of course do that. And I think because it's geared towards them, that is why that feature is there. So listen to this. Voice changer 1.
I should hopefully be sounding like a female person right now. I don't know. Female. Is that female enough? Maybe it is. And
This is supposed to sound like a male person. Although I'm male, I thought my sound was male, but this is another male voice you can have if you want to have that sound effect for your streams.
and then of course I can decide to sound like a baby if I want to on my live streams. And that is what the baby effect really sounds like. I hope you enjoy it and have some bit of fun with it.
And I can sound like a robot. A robot is what I sound like right now. I'm enjoying it. Maybe. Maybe a little. I do not know. You tell me if you like this effect. And I'm back.
To the default audio setting now, and this is what I really sound like if I was to speak into the audio interface in my setting. And of course, I can always miss the mic. I can press it back, and audio really comes on live. And then, if I'm using a more powerful microphone, I could use the 48-volt phantom power. But then all right, I'm back. Yeah, I almost blew something in the microphone, but then I don't need it, so I'll be turning that off for the very long time. But if you're using the likes of the Shure SM7 are more powerful microphones, you can always use the 48-volt phantom power for your setup. So pretty much that is that setup right there. Let me check what other things I wanted to talk about in today's video before I move on. I've talked about all the effects. I've talked about who this is for. I've done all the tests and sound settings you might want to go through for that kind of scenario. And if you're gonna ask me who this audio interface is for, I would generally say this is for someone looking for a simplistic starting setup for your audio recording. It brings your recording to another whole new level compared to using the audio on your mobile phone, your iPhones, your Samsungs, or your onboard camera, microphone, and all that. This levels up your audio paired with a good microphone like the Mono PD100X or the old PD100 or any other microphone you can find on the market that supports XLR. You will be good to go. Of course, if you're even using headset, you can always plug that in also through the back here, and you're pretty much good to go. Or maybe even using a lav mic, you can always use that for it, and it's pretty nice and good to come in that way for you. So if you're a beginner streamer, beginner gamer, beginner content creator, this is good for you. Although I've been making content now for a number of years, I will be using this for a number of months in my setup to actually see if anything is better. Of course, I will do all some EQs and some sound effects for my other recordings, but for this video, I've done nothing whatsoever for it. And if you ask me what the price comes at the time of recording this video, it comes in at about $60 on the Mono website. I'll actually drop the link to purchase one in the video description and also a pin comment for you to check it out on the Mono website. And if I find it on Amazon also, I'll put the link in the video description, although they are affiliate links, but that comes at no extra cost to you whatsoever, so you can check it out and have a feel of it for yourself. But if you ask me if I would recommend this audio interface for the beauty, I would 100% recommend it. I've been using the C2 Neo on my decks for months now, and it's beautiful. It's fantastic. But I think this brings the design to a whole new level. If the C2 Neo could have the kind of colors and design this one has, I would actually would have gone for the C2 Neo. Although they come in at the same price point, so you might want to ask me which one of this should you go for? Should you go for the C1 G1 Neo or the C2 Neo? But then the choice is actually yours. If you're looking for a more pro-ish setup, C2 Neo. If you're looking for a simplistic, elegant, beautiful look, modern look, upgraded hardware, upgraded setup, new controls and all that, still doing the same thing, I would say you go for the J1 Neo. But of course, I'll be making a whole new video actually comparing the Suti Neo and the G1 Neo in another whole new video. So subscribe so you can get the video once it drops. But on the general note, if I would be getting this with my own money, if I was starting my content creation journey and I saw this on the market, I would go for it. Because for me, I want to experiment a lot of things. I want to see which fits the scenario best for me. Yes, I will get it. Coming at $60, it's not expensive. It's not ridiculously cheap also, don't get me wrong. It's budget enough to give you the quality audio you're looking for in your setup. So if you're starting your content creation journey, if you're looking to level up your audio setup, and I've made a video where I walk you through getting clean audio in your setup and everything. And if you're someone who is also on the go most of the times and just need something minimalistic to power your podcasting setup, although Maono says this is not recommended for podcast, but I can bet you that this interface right here, I would use it for podcast if I was on the go and record with it excellently well using my mobile phone, because I have tried to connect this to my mobile phone and it works excellently well. So if I'm on the go and I want to record something quickly, I can actually pair this up and I'm very much good. But of course, you should also consider using some of the microphones that actually have direct USB connection to a mobile phone also, if that's something you are in the market for. But if I recommend this 100%, I would. I know I recommend a lot of products on my channel, and the reason for this is so you can get a bit of many options, budget options. I particularly do not review expensive products that I will not spend my own money on. So if I'm giving you a review video, if I'm reviewing a product on my channel, it means it is something I can put my money on. It is something I can spend my money to go buy, although it's given to me to review by these brands. I would spend my money on them to buy them for myself, and that is why I would review. So whatever review video you see me make on this channel, I will be willing to spend my money on it if it was not given to me. And that is generally it for this video. I think I've pretty much gone through most of the points I wanted to go through. Coming at $60, I think it's a steal, really. $60 audio interface that gives you this kind of audio quality. I would say go for it if you've got the money. Remember, I'll drop the links in the video description and pin comment for you to check out for yourself and have a bit of feel of what that really sounds like. And my monitor going off behind me right now simply tells me that it is time to get back to work. But of course, I will see you again in another video. Stay safe and goodbye.